It's Varsity Weekly Live, your coverage of all things pop culture, local Arizona news, and national news.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Varsity Weekly Live. I'm Cole Brunts, joined here with Brianna Carrillo. Brianna, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. How was your spring break?
Pretty good. Went on vacation to Oahu. The
Nice.
weather was amazing until it wasn't, honestly.
Nice. Yeah, I went back home to Colorado, did some skiing and some hanging out with friends. It was a good time. But yeah, let's get going here. Who you got for us first?
We're going to be talking to Braden Solomon about Nike Dunks. Hey, Braden, how are you doing right now?
Good. How are you?
Good. So tell us about Nike Dunks.
Yeah. So my topic is about how the Nike Panda Dunks, at the time they were released, they were one of the most coveted shoes in terms of wanting to buy the shoe, knowing you can easily flip the shoes as well, to then now where it is at a point where they're honestly hated by most people, where they'll look for other shoes. The Dunks originally were released in 2021, and they were retailed around at mostly every common store like Foot Locker and all those type of retail stores for around 115, 120 bucks for the men's and women's. For the grade schools, they're about $92. For the preschools, they're about $72, and for the infant and toddlers, they're about $55. And I think what's one of the main reasons, or at least one reason, is why they have kind of changed in terms of being hated, is because they release so many. Nike releases so many of these Dunks because at the time they were selling out quickly, and they kept releasing, and at the point people just stopped buying them because there was no reason to, because there was other shoes they can go get. Another reason is that they became too expensive for some people. At one point, resellers who sell all types of shoes, they were selling them for around $210 per shoe, and these marking them up for over $100 more, people didn't see the purpose of getting them. Another reason would be how these shoes are a very common base design, and Nike has produced so many different colorways of these Dunks, so other people can just get more of a basic kind of colorway, whether that just being like an all white or something subtle, rather than just going with these Dunks.
Well, thank you so much, Braden. Next up, we're going to hear from Cole, and he's going to be talking to Ethan Kenny.
Yeah, guys, next we'll be joined with Ethan Kinney from Arizona State, talking to us about March Madness and the environment it brings. What's going on, Ethan? How are you doing?
What's up, man? How are you?
Doing good. What you got for us?
Yeah, so March Madness officially kicked off today. I know I've been kind of glued to my screen most of the day, hoping that my bracket stays perfect. Spoiler alert, it broke right away with Ohio State losing. But yeah, I mean, I just love like all the underdog stories that kind of are associated with March Madness. I know Nebraska, they haven't won a tournament game in their entire school's history, and they just beat the brakes off their matchup in their first game. And I mean, they kind of had a home crowd. They went crazy. There's been a few Cinderellas for day one. I mean, High Point beating 5 seed Wisconsin on a game winner. And then VCU beat an injured North Carolina team. I did predict that, but yeah, I mean, I just think it's a special time of year. I mean, everybody kind of comes together. I feel like even if you're not sports fans, filling out a bracket is just something fun that you can do, just to kind of keep track of. And yeah.
Yeah, the High Point game really shook my bracket up too.
Yep.
Who do you got winning it all?
Well, I had BYU in my final, so that kind of sucks. But I have Florida going all the way. I think they can go back to back, but I don't know. My bracket's completely toast right now. So
yeah, did you have any other upset predictions that you hit right besides those, or no?
What else did I have? I have NC State, or not NC State, Miami of Ohio. I have them winning, advancing to the round of 32. And I have UCLA, who I think is a 7 seed, going to, I want to say, the Elite Eight. And those games don't kick off till tomorrow, but I mean, feeling pretty hopeful. It can't be any worse than today. So,
Sweet. Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you, Ethan, for joining us. That's Ethan Kinney talking about March Madness and the environment it brings. We will pass it back over to Brianna now.
Hello, everybody. Next up, we're going to hear from Johnny Fogel talking about the movie One Battle After Another. Hi, Johnny. How are you doing? Oh, Johnny, you're muted.
Sorry, I didn't think I was muted. I thought it unmuted. How are you, Brianna?
Good. So tell us about the movie.
Well, the movie won 6 Oscars, including Best Picture, this past week at the Oscars, or I guess it was 2 weeks ago at this point, which I thought was pretty well deserved. I'm not going to sit here and say I watched every single movie that was nominated for Best Picture, but the main thing that I wanted to focus on was there was a lot of controversy about the reason why this movie won and the type of movie it is and why it was appealing towards the Academy in general and how it was kind of a race-based film and different things like that. But I really just think that the movie is intentionally chaotic, and I think that there's an element to it that doesn't need to be taken so seriously, in addition to the elements that should be taken seriously. And I think the movie actually deals with race and power and politics pretty well, comparatively to what people are saying online. And I don't think the movie is what other people are calling manipulative. I think that the movie was more than deserving of the 6 Oscars that it won. And I think that it was really, honestly, a really impressive performance from Leonardo DiCaprio, because it was completely different than other things that we've seen from him. Other than the last 2 movies he's done, which have kind of been similar, where he's been this burnout type of washed guy. In this movie, he's kind of a washed revolutionary who's a little bit disoriented and doesn't really know the difference between reality. And then in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he's a washed actor who's kind of just on the end of his rope and is going crazy. So it's interesting to see him doing this in this part of his career, as opposed to earlier in his career when he was doing maybe more action things and just running around a little bit more.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Johnny, for that review. And next up, we're going to hear from Cole.
Hey guys, yeah, next for us, we have a pre-recorded segment from Jalen Higgins from Arizona State talking about the Scottsdale Art Week.
Art from around the world is taking center stage in Scottsdale this week. The Scottsdale Art Week is bringing more than 100 galleries and thousands of works of contemporary art to Westworld of Scottsdale. The 4-day international art fair gives collectors, artists, and everyday visitors a chance to explore paintings, sculptures, photography, and large-scale installations all under one roof. Organizers say the event is designed to connect the global art community with the Southwest's growing cultural scene. Throughout the exhibition halls, galleries from across the United States and around the world are showcasing pieces that range from emerging artists to established names in contemporary art. Visitors can walk through booth after booth of unique artwork, while also learning about the stories and inspiration behind each piece. But the event isn't just about viewing art. Scottsdale Art Week also features panel discussions, artist talks, and cultural programming aimed to bringing people closer to the creative process. Events like this continue to highlight Scottsdale's reputation as one of the country's premier destinations for art and culture. Organizers say they hope the fair not only attracts collectors and visitors from around the world, but also inspires local artists and the next generation of creators right here in Arizona. Scottsdale Art Week runs through the weekend at Westworld, welcoming anyone interested in experiencing the global art scene right here in the Valley. With Varsity Sports Show, I'm Jalen Higgins.
Hi, Nam. How are you doing? So Nam is going to be giving us an inside look at what the Oscars was. Oh, Nam, you're muted right now.
Oh, sorry about that. Second time.
You're good.
So yeah, so the Oscars went down this past Sunday, and as Johnny mentioned, one battle after another, absolutely dominated. They won 6 total awards, including Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor, Best Original Screenplay, Best Film Editing, and Best Production Design. There were a lot of exciting moments, but also some controversial ones. Obviously, one of the most talked about moments was Michael B. Jordan, winning his first Oscar ever for his dual role in Sinners.
Mhm.
After there were lots of talks in the media about who was going to win between him and Timothy Chalamet um, for his role in Marty Supreme, which everybody was expecting him to win and expected to be a lot closer. But obviously, there was the whole comments he made about ballet and opera, and that significantly affected his odds. So yeah, but Sinners won a total of 4 awards, including Best Actor, Best Cinematography, Best Original Score, and Best Sound. It also received 16 nominations, which is the most of the night. But obviously the night wasn't, like I mentioned, it wasn't without controversy. One of the most talked about moments that happened during the awards was when Yuhan Lee was on stage after the music team won Best Original Song for a song titled "Golden" from K-pop Demon Hunters, which was the first K-pop song to ever win an Oscar. So it was a huge milestone. However, during her acceptance speech, she was abruptly cut off by the music. So that was a very controversial moment. But overall, the 2026 Oscars had everything: dominant wins, historic firsts, breakout performances, and even a little bit of controversy. So overall, extremely memorable night.
Well, thank you so much, Nom, for giving us an inside look of the Oscars. Next up is going to be Cole.
Hey guys, yeah, next joining us, we have Nicholas Hill from Arizona State, and he's going to be talking to us about the Arizona State Card Show. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing good. How are you, man?
Doing good. What you got for us?
Yeah, so last week we had the annual Arizona State Card Show. This was from Friday to Sunday. It's interesting because usually this show is actually held in the convention center in Phoenix, but there was like another event happening there at the same time. So at least from my understanding, this is the first time they actually held it in Chase Center, which is where the Diamondbacks play. So it was like 3 times the size it usually is. And it was like all around like the first section of the stadium, which was super cool. There was vendors on like each side of like the tables. I mean, like there was obviously a lot of sports. I mean, like there was football, there was basketball, baseball, obviously, but there's also some wrestling cards that I saw there, which was pretty cool. But right now, what's interesting is like how much like the anime cards are like heavily being in play, and like those kind of shows. Like obviously, like there's Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, but right now, like Pokemon is just huge right now, and like that was honestly what like most of the people were selling at that kind of show, which is kind of convenient because it's at like a baseball stadium. But it just kind of goes to show you like how like popular some of like these cards are.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any favorite cards you like to collect, sports or anime or anything like that?
Yeah, so I personally collect football and basketball, and I do also collect Pokemon. I actually did buy a card while I was there. I bought a Charizard gold card. It was pretty cool. One of my favorites that I've had in my collection for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, what's one of your favorite sports ones?
So I'm a Ravens fan, so I kind of collect Ravens cards. So I have this really cool signed Lamar Jackson card from like his rookie year. It's like it's like a big card. It's called like a booklet. So it has like his signature and like a giant like patch of like his letter.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Nick, for joining us. That was Nicholas Hill from ASU talking about the Arizona State Card Show. We will now pass it back to Brianna.
Okay, you guys are going to be watching a pre-recorded segment from Mario Medina.
Speculating, it finally dropped. Hi guys, my name is Mario Medina, and as you can see, what I'm wearing, what I have on right now, can give you an idea of what I'm going to talk about today. Arguably, the most popular fictional character of all time returns to movie theaters in the summer, specifically July 31st, 2026, and that is none other than Spider-Man. You see, Spider-Man is a very well-known character. Even if you haven't seen an ounce of this character's work, I'm sure you would recognize him or know who he is right off the bat. Anyways, Spider-Man Brand New Day, the trailer officially dropped, and it's exciting to say the least. We have a few actors reprising their roles in previous Marvel projects, like Zendaya's MJ, the Punisher, aka John Berthel's the Punisher from the Netflix series, and we have Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk. There's other characters I can name as well, but this film looks exciting. We see Peter Parker transition and go through some things that we haven't seen before. And it's exciting to say the least. We don't know what he's going through, but people have speculated and made theories about it already. But to say the least, the film drops July 31st, 2026. And if you haven't seen what happened in the previous film, No Way Home, I should just say it anyways because the film's been out for 5 years and that's your fault if you haven't seen it. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not here to give spoilers. I highly recommend you see No Way Home because it's a crucial plot. Something happens in that film for what happens in this film that we will see in a few months. My name is Mario Medina, and I look forward to seeing you there when Spider-Man drops, because I'll be there for sure.
Welcome back to Varsity Weekly Live. We heard about fashion, the Oscars, and movies like one after the other, and Spider-Man. Cole, what was your favorite segment of tonight?
I think the Spider-Man one did it for me. I am a huge Spider-Man fan, and when that trailer dropped the other day, I was very excited to see it. I would say Andrew Garfield definitely is my favorite Spider-Man, but Tom Holland is definitely growing on me for sure. What was your favorite one?
Honestly, Spider-Man, I'm a huge Marvel fan, so I can't wait. I've been waiting to see what they do.
Yep.
And can't wait to see what they do in theaters. I'll be there opening night, honestly.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Me too.
Well,
all right. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you to our guests for joining us. And thank you for watching Varsity Weekly Live. Cole?
Yep, have a good night, everybody. And thank you to Marla Mondo for directing this. And we will see you guys next time.
It's Varsity Weekly Live, your coverage of all things pop culture, local Arizona news, and national news.